Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Poinciana and I am so happy that you're here. Today's video is going to be one of the fun one because today you're going to learn about me. I'll let you in a little bit about myself and what I do and what you're going to expect from this channel. And also I am going to answer some questions that has been asked last week when I put a story out on my social media to ask me anything. Ask me anything. Any questions that you have, just go ahead and ask me. So get yourself a coffee, a cup of tea. It's cold in Melbourne. It's gloomy, it's wet, and it's cold. It's cold. I've got my heater on high at the moment. So, and let's get into it, shall we? Does anyone want to know about me? So, here we go. So I am 42. I was born and raised in Samoa. And I moved here, I think, 2007. Nearly 20 years. It's like 19 years this year that I have been living in Australia. And I was born and raised in Samoa. And I went to my school-wise. I went to St. Teresa Primary School. I think I went there for 3 years, from year 1 to year 3. And then I moved to Apia Middle Primary School, when it was called Apia Middle back then. And then my whole education life was in that compound, from Apia Middle to intermediate to Laififi College. So that's where I was. After my high school, I went straight and start working, was to support my dad and to support my mom. My mom was working at the time. My dad wasn't. So I went to work to help my family out. So I used to work my very first job was at Frankie, and maybe some of you might know me from Frankie. I worked there for about maybe 11 months or something like that. And then after that, I then went and worked at Pacifica Inn, the hotel, as a receptionist. I think I was only there for, I don't even know, not even 6 months. I don't think it was even 4 months. Oh, that's bad, isn't it? So I was at Pacifica Inn for maybe 3-4 months. I don't even know. I don't know how long I was there for. And then I went and worked at Sports Lotto. So that's where I worked most of my life in Samoa. I think I was there for quite some times, for years, for a few years. And then I moved to Australia. So that's my working life and my education life. Growing up was very fun back home. It's because growing up, you didn't have social media, you don't have phone, you don't have TV. We didn't have a TV until 1994. When Mom went to New Zealand and she came home, when she returned, she brought back a TV and a fridge. That was our first TV and our first fridge back then. And growing up was quite different. It was because every school holiday and every weekend, it doesn't mean that you can rest. Not like the kids here. Weekend, yeah, you can rest, or you got home from school, no problem. Mom and dad will still get to do everything and anything. Take you to sports, take you to training. Back home, no, different story. You're on your own 2 feet. Like every time we get home after school, it's just like we don't rest. We just eat whatever's there. After that, we carry on with our duties, like picking up the rubbish and preparing for the meals, like saka and whatever food that we have to cook for the evening and stuff like that. So that was my whole life growing up. And even when I work, I still contributed with chores at home. And because it was only me, my mom, and Auntie Dai, and my dad. So those are the 4 of us. Because the other sisters grew up and moved. They got married and they moved to their husband's ainga, or they move overseas. So in 2007, I moved to Australia because my husband is from Australia. So I moved here. And then that's it, we got married, we had kids. That's pretty much it. That's a little bit about me. It's not a lot, right? It's not a lot to learn about me. So yeah, so that's me. So getting into why I needed to start YouTube again, and I'm gonna be really really honest here. The reason why I restarted my YouTube was because I am planning ahead and thinking ahead. Because in the coming months, when we decide the treatment of what I'm going to do financially, in fact, social media will be my primary income, because I don't have a lot of annual leave left or sick leave left to cover the length of time that I will need to take when I start treatment. So the whole idea is that, so I've started YouTube so that I can start monetizing on it. I'm not yet monetized on YouTube, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to, get monetized soon. And I am monetized on Facebook and want to create some form of a financial support for us as a family and all that, because Steve won't be able to work as much as he would like to, and I won't be able to work. So we want to make sure that our finances is stable and all that. So that's the whole reason why I restarted YouTube again. What will you be seeing on my channel here? It will be a variety of things. From now on until I go on treatment, is that I'll be doing mostly cooking, and I cook mostly at home, things from scratch, especially when it comes to my kids' lunch boxes. I restock on a regular basis, maybe every fortnight, maybe every week. It depends what I prepare and stuff like that, because sometimes what I prepare for lunches, they will have that for breakfast as well, or they will have it for afternoon snacks. So it all depends on how much we need, and how quickly they get through those snacks that I prepared for them. So mostly that's what you're gonna get from this channel. Also a little bit of my day-to-day life. And also be giving lots of updates here about my condition and my diagnosis of what I'm going through. And I will be updating everybody on what I'm going through, appointments and treatment and so forth. So that will be on here long form as well. So, okay. That was a lot of talking, wasn't it? Let's get into the questions and that was asked when I posted out my story last week. So first question, and I think this is one of the most asked question all the time. Right, let's get into it. So the first question is, how did you meet your husband? Okay. I met Steve in Samoa. He was living in Samoa. He was working in Samoa. And I met him when I went for a job interview. And that's where I met him. Let's just say, I'm going to say, the saying, love at first sight. I was there waiting for my turn for the interview. And then he hopped out, and immediately, I had butterflies. Literally, I had a crush on this guy when he just hopped out of his car, and I had a crush on him already. I look at him, I was like, he's hot. And then I thought to myself, sorry, Sienna, he's probably already got a girlfriend, and you're probably, not the right person for him. So immediately, literally, I saw him, and I just had a crush on him. Oh my gosh, I was I had butterflies. I was so nervous, hello. So he came in, I went in, and he called me in to do the interview. So I went in and, did the interview. I think it lasted about 5 minutes. It lasted 5 minutes. I was like, yeah, okay, cool. So I left, and then and then I thought, oh, geez, see how we go on that one. And then he called me back, I think a couple of days later, he called me back for a second interview. So I was like, oh, okay, so maybe I'm going to get a job. I don't know. So I went for my second interview. I was so whamangaya, I don't know if it's whamangaya or whakikenge. I don't know which one, I was so whamangaya when I went in to see him. Oh my gosh. And then after a month of working there, he didn't ask me out directly, but he asked one of my friends, and then he asked her, and then he offered to go for the weekend, right? To go overnighting somewhere. My mom would not allow me to go anywhere, so I have to come up with a pipelo. So I have to come up with a pipelo to tell my mom and dad at the time of where I was going. And I said to my mom, I'm going with the boss. I'm going with the boss with my friend to the other side to do some work. Hello. Like, what work do you do on the weekends, you know? So I went and I said to my mom, we're going to do some work on the other side of the island with the boss and, and my friend, because we both work together. So then she goes, oh, okay, so when you're going? I said, after work on Saturday. Then we're going to go on Saturday. We'll be back on Sunday because, there's something that needs to be done on Saturday afternoon. Okay, cool. So after that, she was okay with it, and then we went. So I went with Skivvy and my friend and her boyfriend, so at the time. So then we went to Lipaka and we stayed overnight. So that's when he officially asked me out, and that's when we start dating. So, and it's so weird because then you come back to work, after you had a big weekend. And then come back to work and, and you look at your boss and it's like, okay, he's my boss and I'm the employee, right? So, so that went on for about 3 months before I think some of the staff kind of picked it up. There is something going on between the two of us. And we were sort of like denying it. It's like, no, nothing going on. And so after that first night away, then we did that several times, and it was the same lie that I've been telling my parents. We're going for work purposes, yeah. It's just because the boss is going, it means it's work purposes, right? So that went on for a couple of months, and then I think it kind of clicked. I don't know when it clicked. I don't know when my mom figured out that, this is more than work. This is more than work. So, yeah, that's how I met him. And then we went out for maybe 6 months. And then he broke up with me. Like, how dare he? Yeah? Like, why? Why did you break up with me? He broke up with me, and I was heartbroken. Oh my gosh, I was heartbroken. Like, here I am. Like, I fell in love with him the first time. I fell in love. I fell hard for him, and when he broke up with me, this is too embarrassing to share, but I literally cried. Like, I cried. Like, how did you break up with me? That's not fair, because here I am. Like, I was falling in love hard on him. Yeah. So he broke up with me, and I think we went our separate ways for a couple of months. And then I think just before Christmas on that same year, he asked me out again. And then ever since then, we've been together. And then after a couple of years, he moved back to Australia. I think it was 2007 in February, he moved back to Australia. And I thought, okay, he's going to move to Australia. I'll stay here and I'll just do I'm just going to do my thing. He's going to move to Australia. He's going to marry a Balangi and he's going to find another girlfriend in Australia and live his life. I'll be staying here in Samoa and live my life. I did not even think that I would ever be living in Australia. Just before I think a couple of weeks before he left, he proposed. And then I was like, oh, it's getting serious. Like, there was a restaurant at Lotte Center. I can't really remember the name of it. They used to serve one of the best luau there. And that's where we went. And his dad was there. So his dad was there. He proposed to me in front of his dad. And then he moved to Australia. And I start the process of getting my visa organized and everything like that. So I had to do the spouse visa and all that. That was a headache. It was such a headache because it's so complicated. And it was, but luckily he had some good friends that who are Australians that lived in Samoa, who knows him very well. He knows us, they know us. And I was able to get some of the documentation done, approved. And yeah, and then I got my visa and I arrived in Australia in September, and then I only had 9 months to get married. And it was such a rush, because when we moved here, we both had no jobs. We did not have any place to live. We had nothing. We lived with his parents I think we lived with his parents for a good solid 3 months, or a very budget wedding. And I think we paid about, was it between 15,000 Australian dollars? I can't remember how much we paid for the wedding, but it was budget. It was literally budget. No honeymoon, no nothing. We went home and sleep at home. That was our honeymoon. So that's how we met. And then here we are with 3 kids and still together, living happily ever after. Okay, the next question. Someone was asking, where is Auntie Di? Auntie Di is away on holiday. She's in Turkey. And somebody else asked if they're going to see Auntie Di again, if I'm going to see Auntie Di again. Yes, I'll be seeing Auntie Di at the end of this month, and I cannot wait. My heart cannot wait, honestly. I've been looking forward for her to return home, and my kids missed her so much, especially Hailey. Hailey's so close to her. Okay, the next one is, you're such a super mom. How do you do it? Oh, thank you. Honestly, I don't even know how I do it myself. And I think I try to be organized as much as I can, but I just tried my best. How long have you been a nurse, and do you like it? I've been a nurse for coming up to 5 years. I worked in aged care for a long time as a PCA. And as a PCA, I went on to do my enroll nursing, I am currently an enroll nurse at the moment. And I worked in aged care. Aged care has been my specialty. That's where I started. And I love it. I love it. I love it so much, because where I work now, I love where I work, and I do enjoy my work. And I also love going to work. So that's the positive side of it. I was hoping to complete my Bachelor of Nursing. However, unfortunately, with my current situation, I have to withdraw from the course, and I will restart again when everything is settled. So, question is, what's something your husband does that will never fail to make you laugh? When he's trying to pull a joke and he knows it's not funny. Which village are you from in Samoa, and have you taken your hubby there to visit? And I am from Kiapaka. That's where I grew up. My mom is from Kongamangongo and my dad is from Kulaele, Elisefo and Elisefo. My husband lived in Samoa for a long time. We have been back on a regular basis. The last time he went was before COVID, when we went for my mom's unveiling. Yeah, we've been back several times before COVID. The other question was, am I planning to take my kids back to Samoa? I'm hoping I'll be able to take them back very soon. The next question is, did you have a boyfriend before you met Steve? The short answer is yes, I did. And the next one is it hard to be a nurse and balance family life? It can be difficult, especially if you work on a rotating roster, and then it's really hard to try and balance your kids' activity, school, and your rotating roster, because you cannot tailor your house, your family life around your work, because it's forever changing, and every fortnight is a new roster that comes out. And this is the reason why I chose night shift, because it's almost like set hours that I will go night, morning, and then I'll be home for the morning, and the kids go to school, Cody goes to daycare. And it's almost like I have kind of set night shifts at the moment. I have set nights. So I work Monday, Tuesday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Thursday, Friday. So then I put Cody's daycare days around those days so that I will be able to sleep, and I will get my rest. I will get my sleep before I go to work. And also on the weekends, because Steve will be home and he will manage the kids while I am sleeping. sleeping. Sometimes it works on the weekend, sometimes it doesn't. At the moment, it's very balanced because I work night shift and I can work around my kids. And I never missed an activity. I've never missed a school. Anything that's happened at school for Haley, anything that's happened at school for Sunny, I'm always with Cody, except for 2 days that he's at daycare, and I'm always around him. I'm always present, and that's why I sacrifice my sleep, and that's why I decided to go do night shift so that I can be present for my kids. So, one is, before your diagnosis, did you have any symptoms? Before my diagnosis, the only symptoms I had was back pain on my thoracic region. And the pain, as I mentioned in my previous video, it did not debilitate me in any way. I was able to move around. I would take some anti-inflammatory medication and also some Panadols, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good to go. And the only time that I experienced intense pain was around October last year, and that was it. And even until now that I had the biopsy and all that, I'm not experiencing any pain on my back. My only problem is my leg that is numb from the biopsy. I didn't have any severe symptoms. That's the only symptoms I had was my back pain. Next question is, have I decided on treatment? We kind of know what we want to do, because there's only 2 treatment options that was presented to us, was radiation, surgery, radiation. So at the moment, we continue to seek other specialist opinion, and then we'll make a solid, concrete decision of what we are going to do. But we kind of know what we want to do, if you know what I mean. So I think that's everything from me. So before I finish off for today and before I finish up this video, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing my channel. Thank you for the support, because your support honestly means a lot to me and my family, and especially moving forward when life changes for myself in the coming months. I appreciate all the support that I have been receiving, and your comments, and also, you know, your encouragement, your prayers and all that. So I just want to say thank you very much. So I'm excited to see where this channel is going to go, but I'm more excited to journey with you all. Really excited to see where this new chapter is going to take us. I hope that you'll come along for the journey. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. And subscribe if you haven't already, and leave me a comment of where you're viewing my video from. And if you have any question, please pop it in the comments down below, and I will try and answer it for you. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.